Hello, hello, hello. Today we're going to make a book sleeve. These make perfect gifts. Has a pocket in the front. You can even iron a decal on here. The materials you will need for the book sleeve. For the pocket, 7 by 9, cut 2. For the body, 9 by 11, cut 2 for outside fabric. You'll need to cut 2 of batting or fleece, whichever one you want to use, and 2 for the lining. Then you'll need 1 coordinating hair tie and 1 coordinating button. So let's go right into it. You're going to get your fleece. Here's one I've already started. I'm using fleece. Iron it. You're going to iron it with your front piece. This is my front piece, one of my front top pieces, outer pieces. Iron them flat together. And then on one of the pieces, get the hair tie and sew it across here. Find your center. Here's my center. And get your hair tie and sew just across the hair tie to keep it in place. Pin it first if you need to, and then just sew across it just to keep it in place. That's for one piece. For the other piece, again, you've ironed your fleece or felt or batting, whichever you used, to the other top layer. You're going to get a button. Find your center again. Once you find your center, mark or pin it. Measure down 2 inches and then sew your button on. Okay? So you find your center again. Mark where your center is. Measure down 2 inches, and that's where you sew your button. And you should sew it through your outer fabric as well as your fleece. This is my pocket. Your pocket will be in 2 pieces. I did not cut that part out. Let me go see what I can find to show you that. Be right back. Okay, so your pocket is going to be 7 by 9. On one of the long sides, you're going to sew across here. I have my 2 pieces, see? I'm going to sew right across here on your pocket. Once you've sewn it, turn it out, and it should look like this. You know, fold it, and then give it another good press. Once you've sewn it and turned it out, give it a nice press. Okay, and then go ahead and pin it on the piece where your button is sewn. Pin it to the bottom, like I have done. Okay. And here's your lining. Your lining should be the same size as your outer fabric. Let's separate the two. You need 2 of them. Now what some people do, and you can do it too if you want to, you can go ahead and sew your pocket down. I wait until I'm going to do the entire one, but you can go ahead and sew it now if you want to. On 3 sides, 1 here, here, and here. Just to hold it if you want to. So you don't have to deal with your pins. So you can go do that part now if you want to. Go ahead and sew your pocket down on 3 sides. Get your lining piece. Your good sides facing each other. For this one, this fabric is the same. But here's my good side of my bag. I'm going to lay my lining right on top of it. And then you'll pin and sew across the top. Take your back piece where your hair tie is. Get your other piece of lining and do the same thing. It'd be nice if you press it in place. go ahead and sew across the top and then press both pieces before we proceed. So let's go do that and then I'll be back. Okay, we're ready for our next step. Now I have, it was like this, remember? And I've sewn across here, the top. Opened it up and I gave it a nice press. Both pieces are opened up. It was like this, remember? This is the lining. We put it over the top and sewn across the top. Now I've opened it up, gave it a nice press. Now we're going to put like sides together. Start your pinning right here in the middle where the two sides meet, because you want to make sure that your outer fabrics match up perfectly. And go ahead and start pinning. Go on the other side. Make sure that those outer pieces, these outer blue pieces that are on the inside, matching up. And then what you will do is you'll go all the way around your rectangle, this large rectangle here, and go ahead and pin both pieces together. On your lining part, leave a section about 2 or 3 inches on the side. Leave that part open so that when we're done sewing, you'll be able to turn your fabric out. So I'm going to mark it with these pins. So on this section, I don't sew here. I'll start here. I'll start at this pin and go all the way around and then stop at this pin. So I want you to go ahead and, but you do need to pin them. So go ahead and pin all of your fabric together and then sew it about 3/8 of an inch all the way down, all the way around. And then we'll come back together and see how it looks. I wanted to get on and show this because we had one of these issues happen in class. Now I've turned the inside out, and it appears that my pocket is on the wrong side because this is where my tag, this part is, but it really isn't. It's just that you just have to flip it out. Turn it around, and then it's on the right side it's supposed to be on. You didn't make a mistake, it just turned out that way when you turn it out. And so now it's on the right side. So if you run into that problem, that's all you have to do. Okay, once you've tested and seen that all your sides are good, you're going to find your opening and go ahead and sew it closed. Here's my opening. Make sure all of my corners are out. And then here's the opening. Go ahead and sew that opening closed. And then put your lining inside and give it a nice press. Then we'll be back. Okay, I completed my bag. I gave it a nice press. Making sure when you press it that you press this lining down in there. Make it go on the inside. So you should have a little of the outer piece out here. Once you've gotten this all ironed, take your time and give it a good press. Do a top stitch all along this edge, all the way around the bag. You just do a top stitch right on that edge. That finishes it off nicely. And then you have a nice gift for someone, for that book lover. Book will fit right in there. So I do hope you give it a try. If you want to add decoration to it, you can. This is another one that I made. I put the word blessed on here. But yes, give it a try. Thank you.